Greetings cats and kittens, welcome once again to Baggy Hi-Fi, this YouTube channel devoted to the vinyl community in the UK and record collecting in general. I said that my next video would be about my recent finds and recent purchases online, but last night I was watching Mazzy for his entry to a contest, a vinyl community contest, and that was to Rod, the Happy Hippy vinyl guy, who's running a contest to celebrate that he has 420 subscribers to his channel. And I just watched Rod's video, and he said he's doing this not to get more subscriptions, but just to say thank you to the vinyl community. And so Rod, the Happy Hippy, is a very good member of the vinyl community. He's a deadhead and he runs an antique store. I'm not sure where he lives, but very nice guy, so I thought I'd have a go at his quite simple contest. And so the first thing that he asks us to do in this contest is a shout out to a local record store, and I'd like to mention a record store which is near me. In fact, it's about 2 minutes walk away from where I live, and it's called Steeltown Music. I'm going to show some pictures of the shop because recently they painted the back of the shop, the outside of the shop, in psychedelic colours, and that's worth showing the vinyl community. Steeltown is normally a shop that just sells musical instruments, and they also do music lessons for drummers and guitarists, but over the last couple of years they've started selling used vinyl, and I've bought many an album from that shop. I'm just really dying for it to open again because I know that there are certain things in the racks there that I want, and I hope that they'll still be there when it opens. So yeah, the shop I nominate is Steeltown Records. The next thing that Happy Hippy vinyl guy asks us to show is a recent vinyl find or a recent vinyl purchase. Well, I'm going to show two. One is a jazz album and the other one is hard to categorize really, but this first one, which I've been playing a lot of in the last few days, is a Sun Ra album from 1976. It's Cosmos, and this is a really listenable Sun Ra album. Some of them are, you know, a little bit more difficult than others, but this is really nice recording, recorded in Paris in August 1976, and Sun Ra himself is playing the Roxy chord, which is a sort of electric piano which I love to hear him play, and the band are on fine form. There's a vocal track called Moonship Journey on side 2. Been playing this one, as I say, many times in the last few days, and I'm sure that will continue in the days to come. Now the other album is by the Cleaners from Venus. Now they consisted mainly of Martin Newell and Giles Smith, and Martin Newell really is the songwriter behind the Cleaners from Venus. They were very much committed to the cassette underground in the 80s, and Martin Newell was fiercely anti-commercial, but they did record a few studio albums, and they're sort of still in existence. Martin Newell is sort of very much in the tradition of sort of Ray Davis, very English pop songwriting with some psych tinges to it. And Giles Smith, who I'll mention a little bit later on, joined the band. He's now a journalist, but they had a sort of brush with success, but really not much came of it. But this is I thought I'd give them a go, and bought this best of, which is a double. There's Martin there in his top hat. He's also a poet and a gardener as well. This is a double album. I'll just show you the vinyl, which is, as you'll see, sort of white, grey, milky vinyl. But yeah, I've been enjoying this. So the only thing that lets it down, I think, is probably use of a drum machine. But if you like XTC, if you like British pop psych, you'll probably like this. So that's the best of the Cleaners from Venus. And Martin Newell recorded an album with Andy Partridge from XTC as producer, which I think I'm probably going to buy, called The Greatest Living Englishman. Very underrated songwriter and singer, Martin Newell and the Cleaners from Venus. So the next thing in this contest for Rod the Happy Hippie Vinyl Guy is to show a book. Well, as you probably noticed in my earlier videos, I do like books, and so I'm going to show 3, but one of them is connected with the Cleaners from Venus. And I mentioned Giles Smith being a member of the Cleaners from Venus for a while. I think it was Norman Maslov who recommended this book, Lost in Music by Giles Smith. Giles Smith is now a journalist for the Daily Telegraph here in the UK. This is his story of his attempt to become a rock star, and also about record collecting as well. So it's written in the 90s, so it's very much of its time, because he does talk quite a lot about CDs replacing vinyl. Haha, if only you knew what was going to happen 10 years later. But yeah, very entertaining, very witty, very funny read, and that's probably what spurred me on to trying out a Cleaners from Venus record, because, as I say, Giles was a member of that band for a while. Now I've just started, this is another book, I've just started reading it, and it's Neil Young's autobiography, Waging Heavy Peace. And so I've just started reading it, but really entertaining, the voice of Neil Young in print form. Definitely recommend it. He has, his writing style is lots of digressions, but very interesting digressions about you know, how he's a railway enthusiast, how he collects amplifiers, how he collects vintage American cars. Excellent. So I'm going to enjoy this. Quite a thick read, but I think I'll probably get through this one quite quickly. Now, this other book I'd like to recommend is one I read quite a few years ago by an artist who I'm a huge fan of, and it's Julian Cope's first part of his autobiography, Head On. It's memoirs of the Liverpool punk scene and the story of the Teardrop Explodes, 1976 to 82. Cope writes very well. This is the first book he ever wrote, and excellent stuff. If you're interested in English pop music, if you're interested in psych music, you must read this. Okay, so what does Rod, the Happy Hippie Vinyl Guy, ask next in this contest? He asks us to show a video or DVD related to music. Well, I'm just going to show one, and it's called The Ballad of Shirley Collins. Shirley, great English folk singer and collector of folk music. So this is a booklet, 2 DVDs. One is music, the other one is a documentary, The Ballad of Shirley Collins. Just heard the good news this week that Shirley Collins is going to release a new album on Domino Records, so probably have to get that. Now, this contest, BC contest, is described as having a twist, and the twist is that the entrant has to nominate someone to win the prize. I think the prize is $33 on Amazon voucher. So I'm going to nominate Randall Weaver. I've just recently subscribed to Randall Weaver's channel, YouTube channel, Vinyl Community channel, and big fan of the Grateful Dead and psych music in general, folk music as well. So Randy, I nominate you as the winner of this contest, Happy Hippie Vinyl Guy 420. Thanks for watching, thanks for your subscriptions as ever, thanks for your comments. I do appreciate it. It's good to be part of this vinyl community. Hope you're all enjoying the weather. Let's hope it continues for a few more days at least. In the meantime, take care and bye for now.